Welcome to Royalty Workshop, guys. We've got we've got heaps of stuff happening all around the world that we can all benefit from today. But Royalty Workshop, for you guys who don't know, is our training system to build people to active world team and beyond. You know, get, mil, pres, etc., etc. So we're excited to bring this program to you every single week. We always get some of the best guest speakers in the world to train once a month as well, just to share what they're doing and their ideas. The goal really is, guys, if all of your goals is a certain level in the marketing plan that's going to help you achieve your goals, whether it be mill team that's going to be able to get that done for you, or president's team, or chairman's club, or whatever it is, it's to shorten that timeline. Yeah, so you can do it in 20 years by yourself, just figuring it out. But why not do it in 5, 6, 7, 3, with the help of people who have made the mistakes, so you don't have to, right? Makes sense to me. Learn from other people's mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself and experience that pain. Just avoid it completely. But guys, we've got a lot of you guys might have seen, because I've just put it all over everything, is we just had our new website get launched, and it's super exciting, and I'm going to train you guys on some real easy ways to get people on it. The goal of the website, guys, isn't retail. There's a little bit of stuff on there, but it's a resource when you're communicating with people. You can literally write down a website on a piece of paper and say, hey, check this out, or write it into their phone. Hey, check this thing out. Watch the videos. There's 2 main videos, one on the homepage and one under financial freedom on the tabs. And they're amazing. They're made just for us. They're literally the footage that we either created or supplied. And I'm really excited about it. The whole thing's professionally done. It takes us to the next level as a team. So, but like anything, guys, if it just sits there unviewed, or like a flyer, if it just sits there at your house or in the boot of your car and doesn't go into someone's hands, it's never going to grow your business. So we're going to talk about how we can do that. As a goal for me personally, I didn't spend, for me, and this is just my perspective on things, guys, I didn't spend 15 grand on this website, so I can't put people on it, So what I'm literally going to do tomorrow, it's on my list, and this will be all I really do tomorrow, I think, is I'm just going to scroll back through and reconnect with everyone I've ever spoken to about this business in the last 6 years, every single person. Get back into a conversation with them. I'm going to show you how in a minute. And then I'm going to re-invite them to check out something new. There's nothing like something new to re-engage people. Herbalife bring out products all the time that can just re-engage people, guys. Like, we've got this new gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free shake now in Australia, for example. Or when they brought out Active Fiber, for example, when I first heard, I was like, oh, great, this isn't going to change the world. But it's literally probably the most sold product in our business now. So because it goes in all the glow leans, right? So, there's never like something new to re-engage excitement in your prospects and in your clients and in your members and in your VIPs. But that excitement always comes from you, and it always has, and it always will. If you're excited about it, they'll be excited about it. So there's 2 things. There's 2 areas goals-wise. Me personally, would be the old and the new. Okay, and I'm literally going to do this whole website and how to invite people to the funnel and all that stuff, which a lot of you guys have heard a lot. But now we've got a different tool that in 5 minutes can recruit someone for you. So now it's even quicker and more efficient and more enhanced and better. So I'm even going to send this to my new members and re-recruit them. George Knight once said to me, with our business, we're either doing 1 or 2 things. We're recruiting people, like with meetings, or re-recruiting people, meaning every time you go to an open house, you get re-inspired, right? It's just a belief thing, guys, Herbalife, at the end of the day. You guys take everything away. Everything else is the same for everyone, or maybe not for Inari because their marketing plan is different, but marketing plan is a little bit different in the US, but it's the same for everyone in the US, right? Products are the same. the way we can do business, the rules are exactly the same. The only thing that really changes is us and the tools that we can have, but more importantly, principles like work ethic. Like how, if you have an hour a day, is that the best hour you can give? If you have 8 hours a day, is that the best 8 hours you can give? That's going to lead you towards your holistic goals. Things like consistency. Are you working hard one day a week? Like that's probably not going to get the job done. You'll get some results, but not as good. You'll get times 7 the results, if you do it 7 days a week, right? Are we teachable? Are we evolving? Are we getting better? Are we learning the lessons from our mistakes? Are we reflecting? Like all these things are things that are gonna get us there quicker if we can refine these principles. But all this website is, and you guys can choose to use it or not. But I'm definitely going to be using it because all it is another tool that we can send someone. Like everything's got a website these days, right? Like so now we do as well. Like we're modern. The website's sexy. It's really, really. I know you guys might have been on. If you haven't, just have a look and watch those videos. There's loads of testimonials in there. And then when people click on the submit form, I'll get those leads back to you because there's a place where it can say something like, who invited you to check this out or something like that. And they'll write Belinda Brown or Belinda Marsh or Meg Fenton or Vanessa Everett or whatever it is. And then I'll just forward that lead back to you so that's there. Okay, so if you do that in a cafe, just make sure that you prompt people for that. Put Meg Fenton or something down the bottom when you give them the website or whatever, or give them a business card, whatever it is. But it's super exciting. But once again, all tools, a shovel left in the shed isn't going to dig your hole, right? You got to get the thing out and dig with it. It's the same with this website. The more people you can put on it, the more new members that you'll get, the more new supervisors you'll get. In my business, in Australia, every 7 members we recruit into our business comes a supervisor. So what that means for you, if you're recruiting 7 new frontline members a month, you're getting 1 new supervisor a month. And hey, your stats might be better than that, right? Because we've got a lot of people at different skills. But on average, that's about what it is. It's like worldwide, it's every 7 members, 1 becomes supervisor. So all you can control, it's like the funnel, all you can control is the amount of members that you actually bring into the business. Yeah? And then what you'll be able to do is based on, okay, I need to recruit 7 members a month to get 1 new frontline supervisor a month so I can go through the marketing plan relatively quickly. How many people do I need to watch the website a week for me to be able to recruit 1 or 2 people? And then if you can reverse engineer that, you know what your target is, so you can actually control the process and get the results. And hey, they might increase when your invites get better. Who knows? But what a good problem to have. Okay, and you'll get people that sign up and do nothing. These are all included in that 1 in 7. You get people that sign up and go on product or buy 1 shake and that's it, right? And you go, why'd you even bother? You'll think to yourself, well, why don't you just come and learn? That's what you'll think to yourself. You'll think it's you, but it's never you. You never say the wrong thing to the right people. Okay, so it's about reverse engineering that processes and then just controlling that only thing that you can control, which is what you do, because you can't control what they do. And trust me, you can try to carry. Jim Rohn says in one of his audios, you can try carry 2 or 3 on your back. Maybe if you're a Nari and you're super, super ripped and strong, you might be able to do maybe 3 or maybe a 4th if they're not big guys. But that's about it. And if you're thinking about building a royalty-driven empire that's going to be generating you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, you're not going to be able to do that carrying 4 or 5 people, guys, because those 4 or 5 aren't going to get the job done. But what we can control is actually bringing people through that whole process. So what we're going to do now is talk about that. We're going to be talking about the funnel, the Herbalife funnel. So now obviously we've got a really exciting enhancement. Before we were sending people a webinar that was pretty, the results were good. So I'm really encouraged about what this website's going to do because it's so much sharper. So let's talk about the different stages, right? So if we have if we have a piece of paper, let's draw up a funnel, and then I'm going to break those bits down and talk about the bits. Okay? So funnel, kind of like an ice cream cone. And then what we're going to focus on is, let's do the first thing in the funnel. So your funnel's like this, and then your first bar is your tactic. Okay? I'm just going to define these for you. A tactic is, for me, something that exposes people to a product, that exposes people to some testimonials, that has an amazing community vibe. And by exposing people to products, I mean sampling products. So that might be a tea during a health scan, or that might be a shake after Fit Club, or that might be a skin party, they're putting it on, or that might be a shake party. If you're doing these things right, you're also sharing testimonials around everything. All right. So if I'm doing a health scan one-on-one, I always take them over to the wall, the testimonial wall, or I flick through results on my phone or something. I'm always trying to expose people to testimonials because, there's a reason when you flick on the infomercial channel, you've been grinding, it's end of month. You're like, man, I need to try to switch off. You're still real wired. It's 2 a.m. You turn on the TV and they're selling like the knives or George Foreman grill or something. And there's testimonials, right? There's a reason for that. These testimonials are always your best asset, including yours. Okay, so that's like a tactic, right? So things that you can easily, it's like an easy invite. If you find inviting into the business difficult, but it's gel that keeps your business together as well. It keeps it fun, it keeps it magical, it keeps it simple. There's lots of engagement, there's lots of stories. It's just a good feeling. So whatever that is for you, whatever you enjoy, that's fine. Okay, so that's tactic. Ideally, what a tactic will do, and if you're not bringing in new members, this is the step that you're missing. A tactic should bridge people into the business. So they either have an amazing experience on the product, they become a VIP ambassador, they just have an amazing experience on the product, and they go, hey, I love this product. I want to do this business. They hear some testimonials around whatever your tactic is doing and say, hey, I'm in for that. And they just jump in there straight away. Like, there's no timeline for that. Don't hold people up. But we call it an open house or an old school HOM, Herbalife Opportunity Meeting. But basically all this is, guys, is some type of event or thing that brings people into, shows people enough opportunity for them to say, hey, this $80 is worth it, and they get registered. Okay, and that's what I strongly believe that the website will do if you invite people on it correctly. Okay, so that's like an open house, just shows people the opportunity, and then from there, that's when the system takes over. So we get people qualified for things like royalty workshop. So these are kind of like your lower level, more consistent. Well, they don't have to be lower level, but more consistent weekly training events. Things like Royalty Workshop, which everyone obviously has access to. Things like our international team call, maybe, because there's a bit of training in that. Things like maybe if you're having local events, and for example, our quads, when we're doing that, the weekly trainings, things that just, like we call it strategy. Things that take you from where you are now and teach you how to grow an amazing business. That's like your weekly event. And then, of course, we've got our monthly events, which is things like the SDS, things like the BTS here in Albury, whatever they are. And then you'll have those 90-day events that Herbalife always put on. Notice how they're every 90 days. They're every 90 days, so you can do a 90-day plan and consolidate that business at the end of 90 days. So they should be like your big punch events, lots of belief, lots of education, lots of people. And then you'll have like your extravaganzas and your spectacular or your kickoff, like your grand final events, right? But really the second half, or nearly the second 2/3 of that funnel is all controlled for you guys. So all you really have to do is put people in the start. So whether you're inviting in tactic or you're skipping that, inviting people into the business, they end up in the tactic anyway because they've got to do the business somehow. Okay? So all you can really do is those invites. That's all you can control. Yeah? So the numbers need to increase on that. So you might, for example, like with Cold Market for me, I like inviting them into community events first so I can build a relationship with them and then invite them into the business. Might be one, if I really like them off the bat and we're just getting along, I'll invite them. You know, if we're taking some warming up, I'll invite them once we're warmed up. But if you're putting enough numbers through the system, guys, you're not going to be relying on that one person to get on there and to register. Okay, so the numbers will actually lessen the pressure that you're putting on people, like if you're doing that, or perceived pressure because you're messaging them, and they mightn't just never be going to do it, guys. So you're wasting all this energy on someone that's never going to do the business when you could get that person that just comes and goes, yeah, I love this, I'm signing up, boom, and they get supervisor in a couple of months, world team, active world team, get team, and totally reshapes your business. Yeah, so make sure that we're having a good mix of the old and the new. So with the old, and now we're talking about the invites because that's all we can control. With the old, I'm just going to reach back out and say, hey, how are you? It's been a while. What's going on? And they'll probably engage me about Herbalife because they always do, because they know what I do. And I'll say, dude, you have to check out this website. Or if you don't know, like if you like check this thing out, and if it's not for you, that's great, no problem at all. But it might say, you know what, this would really benefit that person, and then you can send it to them and just let me know that you've done that. Yeah, so it's like, who do you know, that basic principle. So re-engage those people, guys, and even those people that were kicking the tires, or those people that weren't no's, they weren't yeses, or they were like, yeah, I want to do this, it's just going to be a little bit of time, or some BS that they tell you. Yeah, that's where the website's going to close them out for you, and you won't have to do it. Okay, and then it'll just be, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Yes, great. Pardon me, guys, I'm just going to grab a drink. Alrighty, so that's the type of invite I'm going to be putting on the older guys. But even with the website, guys, just some tips of what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach it to my page, which I have already. I'm going to put it on my bio on Instagram, which I have already. And I'm going to direct a lot of my story traffic to there over the next 7 days as well, just because I want people churning through the thing. So, you know, it might be that what Quinton calls passive follow-up that gets people on there where my invited missed them. All right, or reminds them to get on there after I invited them and they were busy, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I've got to check that thing out. So all roads for me over especially the next week, because I'm really excited about this, is going to lead into that website traffic, and then it's just going to be a consistent plan to get people on there. All right, so how do we do that? Once again, we've re-invited all the people that we've worked before, and now it's about new. How many views can I get on that website every single day? Is it difficult to stand with someone and show them a five-minute video while you're standing with them? I don't think it is. But to say, hey, you know, this is what, oh, yeah, that sounds amazing. Here, let's check this out together right now, here. And they can you can watch it on your phone like this. It takes 5 minutes, guys. And that's it. And then at the end of that, they might go, yeah, I'm in for this. And then you can organize the time to sit down and actually go into it further. Like it's such an attractive lead generation tool now. But how many new people can we get on there every single day? It was like the webinar video when that first came out. The recruiting went through the roof because everyone was so excited to have that tool where they could send someone, and it made the whole thing easy. It's exactly the same thing with the website, except your conversion will be better because it's sharper. So I hope you guys are as excited as I obviously am, because I can't wait for it. Some ways we invite. You can say, hey, we've just set up a division, healthy, active lifestyle. We're looking for some key leaders. Are you open to checking it out? A quick 5-minute video. I'll say, yeah, sure. And I'll say, great. When do you think you're going to be able to do that? Because you want to set up the time. Because if you set up the time and put in your calendar to message them at that time, you're not going to actually be like feeling like you're hassling them, because you're just being punctual. That you said you're going to follow them up at 5 because they said they'd have that watched at 5, so you message them at 5. It's not you thinking, oh, I don't know if I should message him. And you do get a bit nervous about that because you're like, I've sent this guy 3 messages now. Yeah? Seeing if he's going to do this video, watch this video. And you do feel like you're chasing people. And I hate it, me personally. So if you say, what time would you be able to watch that by? Okay, sweet. I'll put that in my calendar right now. And I'll message you directly after. At about that time, and we'll see how you went. Worst case, you're going to remind them. Best case, they've watched it, and you can close it out. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have watched it yet, but definitely get on there and check the whole thing out for yourself, and see if that's a tool that you guys want to use. Because for me, it definitely is. The other thing. Actually, I'm going to do a video in the Herbert family about testimonials, because it came to my attention yesterday that like people don't even know what their testimonial is. Like none of the leaders, but some of the new guys, they don't. I'm like, so what's your testimonial? I'd love to share your story, and they actually didn't know. I was like, okay, so let's work on this. How much weight have you lost? And they're like, I don't know. Okay, well that's probably something important you should know. So I'm going to do a video on that tomorrow. So we won't touch on that tonight. What else have we got? We've got some amazing events coming up, and I'm sure Anari's got something crazy going on over in the States. But for us, everyone else on this call is from here, and we do have our BTS coming up with Phil. But the other thing I want to mention, guys, is our pre-event tickets for Adelaide Spectacular. Like if you're on this call, you should already probably have that. Reason being is you're spending this time learning and developing. It's kind of like, if you don't go to Adelaide, it's kind of like playing footy all year and then just resting in the grand final, right? Or for Anari, playing the full season in the NFL and then just sitting out the Super Bowl because you don't want to, right? Like it doesn't make sense. So get your tickets, get them while they're $125, and we'll figure the rest out later. Okay, so make sure you do that because they will end Monday. The other thing we've got is the BTS coming up. The reason why do we go to events, guys? I want you guys to answer that. Send me a thing. Why do you go to events? And then I'll tell you why I do. Inspiration? Yes. Training? Yes. Education? Recharge the belief? Yes. Action will also do that. Connection? Yes. Community? Yes. Free shakes? Probably not, because you're going to have to pay. Mix of that. Energy? Yes. I still remember when me and Quinton were doing our, just starting out. And we're lonely. We're up on the Gold Coast. Oh, not lonely, but we're up on the Gold Coast. Didn't have much connection to the Herbalife family up there because they're all at like 60 plus, and we were a bit younger. Motivation, yes. And it was pretty brutal up there, guys, because there's a lot of different stuff. And there's a lot of sups. It's so big up there and everyone's so superficial that people weren't scared to tell you no flat to your face, because Herbalife up there, because everyone was 60 plus, was perceived as a 60 plus thing, and we just couldn't quite crack the market yet. So it was pretty rough up there for me and old QE. And we needed the SDSs for all those things you mentioned, but mainly just for the recharge of energy, the connection, refocused us on the mission, so we could keep moving forward. And the beauty of, and like all you guys have said, all these things are 100% correct. But for me, it was never like, yeah, you got some training, but let's be honest, after 6 months of of consistent SDSs or BTSs, you probably know enough. For me, it was a place I could put my team where they could get that information, so I could duplicate myself internationally and not have to do everything. Because I can train a guy for 100 hours in a month, for example, but I can't train 10,000 guys for 100 hours in a month, or even 10 hours, right? I could train a guy for 10 hours in a month, no problem, but I can't train a guy for, like, I can't train 1,000 guys for 10 hours in a month, because that doesn't actually work. You run the numbers on it. So if you're looking to duplicate a team, you know, that's a president's team business, it didn't make sense. So I was like, well, why would I do that at the start? Then I'm just going to have to change my business. All right. So I just thought, if I put all these people in front of people who are doing better than me, oh, I'm not that good. So they'll get better than me. And in multi-level marketing, you don't want to be, like, I never want to be the key guy. I still don't. I'll gladly have any of you running this. So, it made sense to me to put people in front of people who were doing better than me, so they could develop at a rate quicker than what I could. So my royalty income would grow quicker than what most people's would. Because I didn't want to micromanage my business. I just wanted to be friends with my members and give them a pat on the back when they were succeeding. Does that make sense to everyone? Because I'm telling you guys, if you cap your business to your potential, you'll never build the full potential of your royalty income. So it's a mixture of doing that thing. Like, it's amazing to be confident, but in Herbalife, arrogance will kill your business. Yeah, and that's arrogance, and that's ego. So people, you'll hear their testimonials, they say, oh, I had to put my ego aside, type of thing. They didn't really. They just had to get out of the way and let their people become the best versions of themselves, not the best version or the secondhand version of you. Yeah? And that's why I always use the events. Because that's why it was important to me. Does that make sense to everyone? Hemang Padet is a 20K President's Team member from India. He said a line, and I still remember this. This was literally 6 years ago. He said, you never want to be, like, I never want to be the star of my business. I just want to be the director of the stars. And that's when I just qualified Active World Team. And I still remember it as clear as day. And I was like, yes, this guy, he's on it. Yeah. And that's like got stamped with a sledgehammer into my Herbalife philosophy. So hopefully you guys do that as well, but it's empty if we're not putting people into the event, right? So we've got an amazing opportunity to get all of our members and all of our supervisors and all of our World Team members and Active World Team members and everyone in between into an amazing setup Herbalife event where they can grow at a rate that's better than you, which is amazing for your royalty income. And I think a majority of them would be this weekend because it's a week before end of month. So how exciting to maybe put new people in the space, like brand new prospects. But I always got really, really excited when I had a brand new member in the event for the first time. I still do. It really gets me pumped up because I always play the what if game. And I can't wait for them to have that experience that I had when I first seen it for real for the first time. Like, I got it in my first event. I understood what was possible. But, you know, it probably takes a couple of trainings before you actually see you see it. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's because you haven't done enough events in succession of each other consistently. Or you haven't been doing an extravaganza. One of the two. I still remember, I'm going to tell a story about Inari. So Inari's first ever Herbalife event was the US, I'm pretty sure, US extravaganza last year. I was there. Quinton wasn't. I think he was stuck in France at another event or something. And he calls me up as he does, just randomly out of the blue. He goes, I got these guys there. I was like, oh, cool. I'm expecting French guys, right? He goes, yeah, I met them on the vacation. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. He goes, yeah, they're from Atlanta. And I'm like, oh, sweet. So I'll understand them when they speak. That's okay. And then Inari rocked up and he said, can you meet him for lunch? And I was like, yeah, sure. So we met for lunch at the hotel across the road from the venue. And Inari, his wife, Stephanie, and I forget your cousin's name, man. It's not coming to me. Went out for lunch, and we became instant friends. I was so absorbed by. Imagine your first ever Herbalife event, guys, being the US extravaganza. That's nuts. That's crazy. And they were so pumped by the end of that time, and we had a great time together as well. But they seen it straight away because that's what they were exposed to straight away. And I'm telling you guys, these events are just a build up to the big dance in Adelaide or extravaganza next year, whatever it is. And I'm excited for you guys to see it, like Inari seen it. And I'm excited for our events this weekend because we're going to have an amazing time, especially us Albury folk. We got the party on after, but the content and the event's going to be crazy. Everyone's going to be bringing their A game. And I really think for us to be making a serious impact here, our goal's 100 in the supervisor workshop, and we'll just build towards that and just add numbers every single month until, we also have our diamond retreat at the end of the year, which is going to be crazy good. For you guys who get that pre-event ticket as well, you get 2,000 off that as well, which makes it about 15% easier for you to get. And we've got Dr. Luna coming over, 7 diamond, 40K, 25 years in Herbalife, Chairman's Club. What else do you want? People don't get close to these guys, and you guys are going to have a 1-on-40 session with him, or 1-on-30 as well. So it's going to be amazing, guys. We've got so much happening towards the end of the year. We've got the new website now. Literally everything that we can do or that I can do is done. Now it's over to you guys, and you guys have been working, or some of you guys have been working. Some of you guys have been working harder than others, and that's fine because that's something that you can control and you can change literally tomorrow, even tonight. Okay, so let's get inviting. Let's get a whole bunch of people into the BTS. For local people here or for you over there, Inari, if you got the SDS this weekend, you can send them this website and they go, this looks great. Where can I check out more information? Fantastic. We've got an event this Saturday. Come along. And they get that first exposure straight away. Yeah? It's such good timing. So tomorrow's the day that if we all go super hard and just set some massive goals, let's get away from the mindset that we're just rolling along or we're just getting it done, or for me, this is good. We got to change what we consider acceptable. We've got to raise the standards. Essentially, guys, we work hard for 90 days or 6 months in this business and just grind and just do what other people wouldn't do. You'll get results that other people don't get, which will make you financially independent. Okay, so it's really, really important that we just raise the bar. It's really, really important that all of the people on this call's focus is get active world team, because that's our next step. Yeah, and essentially to do active world team, you need 10 people looking to help 10 people. To do global expansion team, you need 20 people looking to help 10 people. So when you look at it like that, do you have to find all the 20 people? No, you don't. Of course you don't, because you get, it's multi-level. It's not one-level marketing. Okay, so, but, why try to wait? Why not make that your focus to find 20 people? Because then when that duplicates again, you'll automatically fly through the marketing plan. Like, let's set bigger goals as a team, because I know we can do it. Everything's here. Everything's online. Doesn't matter where people are. Like all the ducks are modern. They've lined up. They're ready for you guys to knock them over. And that's it, guys. That's it for me for tonight. Does anyone have any questions? Just real quick. Who's ready to work hard? I can hear crickets. Jay can. No, I can't see who's watched the video on the website. No. So you guys are going to have to take control with that. That's why it's important to say, can you watch it by this time? Yes or no? Yes, cool. I'll message you then. And really follow up. If they send me the filled out form, yeah, of course, I get it. And I'll forward it to you. But if you guys are following up right anyway, you're not going to need it. That's just to catch, that's more or less to catch random people that just kind of get on there through social media or something. And then they'll put your name down and then I'll send that back to you. Yeah, it's because it's basically a YouTube video put into the website. You can't track who watches them. Pretty sure. No drama. It's going to be huge, guys. Does anyone else have any other questions before we log off? Cool, guys. All right. We're going to log off. Any questions, just put them in the Royalty Workshop group. See ya.